Am I audible and visible? Everyone confirm? Am I both audible and visible? Shall we begin? Okay, let us begin. So before we start with, as I already said, for FM, we will be having what to say the continuous classes and that live whatever will be there that I am going to take. I will make it available for one full day. So actually, yesterday only we spoke with the academy as well. So what I requested is I will be taking it live, and those who will join live, doubts clarification, everything will be done during the live itself. If by any emergency, if anyone cannot attend the class for FM, in such case, I will be giving a 1 day backup for them. Means if live is recorded today, till then, tomorrow's session it will be available. After that, it will be going into private mode. So accordingly, please make your arrangements and listen carefully. Okay. So in the same manner, after that, yesterday also some students, not some students, so many students have put a message. So morning classes, there are some office goers as well. Some students are saying that they are already having some classes which are logged during the morning schedule. Okay. So with regard to the FM, first I will be speaking about 2-3 points relating to this FM and other things. Once after that, we will go into our discussion. Please listen carefully. Okay. So listen. With regard to FM, classes are planned from 15th till 23rd. Okay. 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. So 8 to 9 days we planned. From morning 10 till 6. In this schedule, we will complete entire FM. If at all not done, 90% guarantee we will complete in this particular time frame. Number one ruled. Next, on similar footing, I am also planning for law. Rather than anyway, whatever we discussed till now, very good. And for law also, what I am planning is from July 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, law will be held in the same fashion. Okay, so full day session will be taken such that every day 2 chapters, full complete discussion with question bank we are going to complete. 27 one chapter complete schedule I am going to give you. 28, 29, 30, 31. That's it. What will be done? 5 days, like entire law will be completed. Okay. So rather than attending the class on a regular basis for 1.5 hours or 2 hours like that, what I planned is I will close, I will sacrifice all my the schedules. I will sit for CA inter students. Okay, if you are ready. That's why I am taking your permission only now through this particular video. Listen completely and then you put your comments yes or no on this. Okay, what I thought is rather than asking you to come on everyday live, we will have live for 5 continuous days for law. Anyway, this one already I said 10 to 6 class will be there. This is already scheduled over. FM part over. And when coming to the law part, okay, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 5 days. Every day 2 chapters. Means how many 10 chapters we can complete. Miraculously we will complete. Until one day we will take accounts and audit. We will complete accounts chapter. We will complete all question bank. We will complete audit. We will complete all the audit questions. Clear? I told now wherever the emphasis chapters are there, we will discuss that. Other than the emphasis chapters, I will complete during these days. Such that you need not spend everyday time. Okay, I will get it done. Okay, for CA final, all these, I am planning alternatively. So you will be the first priority. We will be completing this way. Are you clear? So class timings as usual 10 to 6 every day. Every day 10 to 6 will be there. Okay, what? First of all, is this okay for you rather than coming on everyday basis? Is this a live concept is better for you or not? You need to make your schedule ready only for 5 days. 27 to 31 if you can plan. That's it. You're done. Everyone in the live. So why I got this idea now? Because a lot many students yesterday they kept me a message. I said now I will read every message sent by you. Okay. I will read every message that you send. Okay. I will consider all your points. What is the best? I will be doing that. Okay. When it comes to law here, we are going to complete 10 chapters during these 5 days. Okay. Registration of charges, deposits, incorporation, LLP, interpretation of statutes. Okay, and after that we will complete debentures, accounts, audit. First, these chapters are given priority in that 5 days. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 chapters. Okay, well, how many? 8. Already dividends we completed. Preliminaries also we completed. So 2 chapters already over. And GCA anyway we will complete. As per our schedule only we will complete GCA. So that we won't put it here. So therefore already in our 13 chapters syllabus, already 3 chapters will be completed. Remaining 10 chapters ki we are going to put like this. Every day 2 topics we will take, 2 or 3 chapters. If chapters are very small, registration of charges, deposits, debentures, we can do it in one single day. What we will do? First preference will be on learning, concept learning, in-depth conceptual learning. Okay. Second part of the class, we will do all the question bank related questions on that and we will close the issue. Clear? So if you can stay from 10 to 6 properly, if you focus for 5 days, every day you need not attend. 5 days you put the hard work properly. when I am doing this for you, I think this will be useful also for you. After considering lot many messages from the students only we have done. Okay. And second, one or two students who will be having a problem, okay, who will be having a problem, I can give you one point. Okay, the law classes whatever I am taking live, okay, all these classes will be available till August 10th. Okay na? Beyond that what anyone can do, till August 10th I will make these available. Clear now everyone? Those who have otherwise around, if there is anything, then that problem also will not come. Correct everyone? Okay, so 2 points are completed now. What are the two? First, FM schedule, already I said a fixed schedule. Next, last schedule, this also I said. Until by the end of July itself you are going to complete everything from my part. Until when I take the 3 subjects to 2 subjects, so fully it will be over. And even August 10th also it won't take. I think you can understand why I am planning like this, everyone. Okay, and another reason why I am doing this is now I also gave you audit and GST promise. So to take that, if I take everything in a day, where you will have the time to listen to audit and GST free classes? So that is another intention. Okay, so next, so FM anyway I said na, in during these days you will, sorry, during these days you will be completing. Law also I just now said. So first of all, everyone please tell me, by July you are going to complete 2 out of my 3 subjects. Are you all okay with this, everyone? With appropriate gaps, I am not taking from morning 7 to evening 8, 10 to 6 I will be taking, that's all. Everyone, finally I will come to DT also. Let me tell you what we are going to do. Okay, yeah. Next, listen, listen. Next one, we should talk about the DT. Okay, we should talk about DT. But with regard to the DT, learning should be very careful because we will do both types. Okay, whenever possible, the daily class I will keep, and I will also keep reason I will tell you. In another one attempt, DT is going to change completely. So the risk we should not take. Okay, so therefore, what I will do now, see, the already started chapter called as capital gains, we will complete it anyway. Okay, we will complete it anyway. So capital gains we are going to complete. Once capital gains are completed, we will be having lot of question bank workout discussion we will put. Okay, capital gains we are going to do around 40 questions, means it takes time also, but for the time spent definitely there will be reward. But one thing, like FM anyway planned, law also anyway planned over. So by July itself, even not even August 10th, by July itself we are going to complete. Likewise, from August 3rd to 7th, I am planning the DT classes also in the same fashion again. Okay, from when to when? August 3rd to August 7th. Like that we are also planning the DT. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 5 days again. Same timing, 10 to 6, live. So in this what we are going to complete now? First we will start with salaries, house property, deductions, clubbing, set off, okay, set off and carry forward I mean. Okay, so salary, house property, deduction, clubbing, set off and carry forward, and then we will be going into the discussion of TDS, TCS, miscellaneous areas. Okay, TDS, TDS, TCS and miscellaneous areas. These are the topics which we are going to cover from 3rd to 7th of August, such that normally in the last class, as we planned for everyday class, 15th of August is our due date. But now by doing like this, we can crash our number of days and we can complete by 7th itself. Are you all clear? Then what you will have a time of around 25 complete days to start your revision and start your preparation with the full confidence, and definitely success will be yours in the September month. Clear? By coming every day in the morning to the class or in the evening to the class, first consistency is first started within you. So now what is the next step for us? That consistency should go into another level. So you need to put extra efforts and you need to complete it in a lesser time, more syllabus and more marks. That's it. Success will be yours. Clear? IFOS, I already said, na, you need not ask. Capital gains for the IFOS will be completed. I told you already in the last class also. Okay. Okay, well, done. So let us begin with the concept. With regard to the FM working capital management chapter is there, na? There are 4 videos extra I'm going to upload now. So once the class is completed, you can make them available and you can start with the learning part. Okay. Sir, anyway, everyone leave all this. Shall we start with the session, everyone? First of all, I want 2 answers from you. First question number 1, answer to this. Is this block revision or block conceptual batch FM, law and DT? And I am telling you, at least 5 days the live classes will be kept open. It will be public also. For 5 days it will be open, so you can listen also even after the live is completed. If you miss any particular day, try to attend live genuinely. Okay, sometimes if you miss any concept, you wanted to go back and listen, you can listen. So I want 3 answers from you. Okay, first answer number 1, is this concept of completing everything in a shorter duration with a high timings in a day, is this okay for all of you, everyone? Section 9 I will cover, I will not leave that. Okay, I remember section 9. Don't put messages again and again. I said I will see every message, or else why I will talk with all these things. Yesterday I got around 17-18 messages I got from the students. Okay, sir, morning it might not be possible for me. For me, evening not possible from now. That's the problem. So morning, but some people will be missing. That's why I got an idea. So rather than doing every day and some people might miss the class, live will not be available after the session. So I thought whatever the best benefit I can give to the students freely. I did not get proper answer from everyone. There are around 350 participants are there. Everyone say one yes, or you all okay with this concept, everyone? Yes or no, you can tell. DT also I will try to complete within June itself. Sorry, within July itself. So some gaps are there na. During that times we will anyway fill that. Okay. So that you need not worry at all. Okay. Yes, if you are going to college, na, anyway, I will put the live. For example, 5-day live is there. Extra 5 days, I will put it public. So whenever you find time, you can complete it. So I'm not going to make it private immediately. Your benefit is the main priority, and you should listen immediately. The intention there. Intention is not to make the video private. If I don't make it now, you will lag your learning. That procrastination will kill you again in September exam. Okay, once mine is completed, then 3 days for audit and 3 days for GST. Like that, I'm planning. That's why. So I wanted to give you full benefit of free classes this time for September, such that everyone will qualify. Okay. Okay, well, shall we begin with the capital gains chapter now, everyone? Accounts also, yes, I saw your message. Yes, it will be. Okay. So making the class engaging is my responsibility. So you need not worry about the timings. We will have a great time and we will do lot of questions. Okay. Once this is all completed now, from August 8th on, so what we will do, we will eat and sleep. Detailer, we will start doing total income problems. That again, we will come live on a daily basis. 2 hours or 2.5 hours, we will take 3 questions every single day, total income questions, and we will solve. That's why if syllabus is completed by August 5th or 7th max, we will get lot of time for revision. Then every day again life will be. So what I promised you, I will not leave you till you go to September exam. Okay, I am on my word. And moreover, from tomorrow also every day live will be there. Those who want to attend live, they can attend live again. There is no point of stopping this. So capital gains and other chapters will go on. Again, I will give there such that those who could not attend here will get the benefit there. Okay. I think we are good to start with capital gains now. Everyone, reply. Shall we begin? Okay. Now, so let us continue with the chapter capital gains. We are doing in-depth analysis of the chapter capital gains. What we discussed in the last class, let me first put it before you fastly. We are into the concept called as a transfer. Okay, what is a transfer? Transfer in relation to a capital asset, okay, includes, they gave a list of 6 different kinds of transfer. Totally 7 will be there in number 6, because fourthly there will be 4 and 4a. Okay, so what we discuss, sale, extinguishment or relinquishment of asset, extinguishment of any rights therein. Rights therein means what? There in the asset. So sale, exchange or relinquishment of any asset, extinguishment of rights in the asset. Okay. Next, compulsory acquisition under any law, conversion of capital asset into stock in trade, maturity of a zero coupon bond. Next one, any transaction which is making a immovable property transfer. Okay, part performance when it will be treated as a transfer. Next, cooperative housing societies, the how situation will be. So these are all the things we discussed already in the last class. So sale is a transfer, exchange is a transfer, one asset to another asset exchange. This has come mainly for conversion of equity preference shares into equity share. Convertible preference shares companies will issue. Then what will happen? Company will take back preference shares, issue equity shares. Separately, money will not be taken. Okay, but it will be treated as a transfer. Reason is what? Equity shares rights you are leaving. Sorry, preference shares asset is getting relinquished. So relinquishment of preference shares is there. Correct? So when relinquishment of preference shares and equity shares are coming, there is a relinquishment of preference shares. Na relinquishment is a transfer. Therefore, immediately transfer will get attracted. Next, extinguishment. Relinquishment ke extinguishment ke difference I told you in the last class. In case of a relinquishment, the greatest advantage is, okay, relinquishment la I am losing the asset with me. It continues with some other person. continues with some other person. Means what? Whenever there is a relinquishment, I am not having a right on that asset, some other person will have. Extinguishment lo no one will have. No one will have. Complete destruction of an asset. I will give an example. Already I gave, but just to reiterate the same example, I just wanted to repeat one more time. See how it will apply now. Whenever there is a conversion of preference share into equity share, conversion of preference share into equity share, or second thing you can take, I will give you an example called as a rights issue. Already I gave in the last class. Whenever company goes for a rights issue, there are two things: rights offer letter. First one, rights offer letter, and the second one will be the rights issue made on the basis of rights offer letter. So there are two instruments. Rights offer letter is one instrument, rights shares is another instrument. Whoever have this offer letter will have a right to buy the shares. Okay. Now, as per Companies Act, section number 62, whenever the rights offer letter is given to a person, he can use it for three things. Number one, he can accept that offer. He can renounce that offer, or he can decline that offer. So first one is what? Acceptance. He can accept. He can accept. Second one, he can renounce it. He can give to some other person. Now let us discuss about that relinquishment. Let us discuss about that renouncement. What is renouncing? Document is received by me. So I have a right to buy an asset now. I have a right to buy an asset. Okay. Now what I have done? I am now stopping buying of that share because I don't have money with me. Company gave me an offer, but I could not buy. I will transfer this offer letter to my friend. From him, I will take some money. Okay, I will transfer what? Offer letter I will transfer to my friend. I will ask, if you want, you can buy the shares at a lower price, because right shares are issued at a price lesser than market price. Na? So therefore, what he said, I will give you a super benefit. You wanted to buy the shares of my company. Market price is 500. I will give a chance to buy only at 400 because company is going for a rights offer. So I have a right to buy. So I am transferring it to you. What I am transferring? Right on an asset we are transferring. Right on a asset. I told one example of cinema also. So whenever the movie is having a hype, ticket also will have a hype. Ticket is a right to purchase, right to have the usage of asset. Cinema is an asset. Ticket is a right to see that asset. So this is also an asset only. So likewise, rights offer letter is also an asset. Right shares also is an asset. So here two instruments: rights offer letter, rights shares. Okay, forget about shares now. Rights offer letter. I am now transferring my offer letter to some other person. I am not having a right, but some other person is having a right on that. Correct? Second, this is called as a relinquishment. Relinquishment la I am not having right, but some other person can enjoy the property. Extinguishment la reduction of share capital mari. Reduction of share capital means what? I will tell 100 rupee equity share. Winding up happens now, you will get 100 rupee per share. We are reducing it to 60. Means what? 40 rupees never you will get. Extinguishment happened. This is called as extinguishment. Everybody reply. Understood? What we discussed already, I am just reiterating. Okay. So transfer by compulsory acquisition. Sometimes government will make a compulsory acquisition of capital assets. Compulsory acquisition time la what is there? I don't want it to sell. Sale there is a consent. Sale la what is there? Consent. In a sale there is a consent always. But in compulsory acquisition, consent will not be there. Compulsory government will acquire. So it is not a sale. It is not an exchange. It is not a sale. It is not an exchange. Okay. Whenever there is a compulsory acquisition of any asset, what is happening? Your asset rights are gone. It will be taken by government. Correct? And what is happening? Relinquishment of asset is happening in compulsory acquisition. So compulsory acquisition is also separated in the definition and they have given. So compulsory acquisition under any law will be regarded as a transfer. Next, conversion of capital asset into stock in trade. About this we discussed a lot in the last class. In simple language, if I have to tell, capital asset is converted into stock in trade. Means what? Balance sheet la asset is now converted into a trading P&L account item. And because of this, what is happening? Forget about converted into a stock in trade. target on understanding conversion of capital asset. See, balance sheet la capital asset is there. Okay, capital asset, fixed asset is there. Let us say, for example, there is an asset in the balance sheet. Now what happened? That asset is a fixed asset to me, which is a capital asset to me. Now I started doing the business on that fixed asset, so I transferred it into stock in trade. And what is happening? Capital asset is extinguished. Capital asset is extinguished. It is turning into a stock in trade. And what character is lost? Character of a capital asset is lost. Permanently or temporarily? Permanently lost. And what is happening? Extinguishment. So extinguishment is a transfer. That's why they created separate point to that extinguishment and said that conversion of capital asset into stock in trade la capital asset is extinguished and it is reborn as a stock in trade. Reborn as stock in trade is not our discussion. Conversion is our importance. So conversion of capital asset into stock in trade is regarded as a transfer. Maturity of a zero coupon bond. Zero coupon bonds are issued at a discounted price, redeemed at par. Okay, I will issue at 220 rupees only today. Okay, I will not pay any interest in the next coming 10 years. But at the end, I will pay you 300. Okay, and what is the difference? 280. This is the price at which company will give you after 10 years. This is a price at which you purchase it today. It is sale price, it is purchase price. Difference will be the capital gain. So, to attract capital gain, there should be a transfer. Where is the transfer here? There is a transfer. Transfer happened on T0 or T10 T10. That's why redemption will be regarded as a transfer. Okay. What is regarded as a transfer? Redemption is regarded as a transfer. That's why Bayrakla they will clearly write there. Okay. Maturity or redemption of a zero coupon bond is a transfer. Issue of zero coupon bond is not a transfer. Means transfer is not attracted on T0. It is attracted on T10. T10. So, power of attorney transaction la intentionally registration they will not complete, already discussed. Cooperative society concept also explained very clearly. Okay. With this we completed transfer definition. We are now moving into the next segment. Everyone please give a reply. Shall we all start with the remaining part or not? Everyone. Shall we begin? Okay. Listen carefully from now. Okay. When transfer is effective. Okay. Transfer. When it is effective, let us understand. There is a property. This property can be movable or immovable. First, let us discuss about a movable property. If the property is a movable property, okay, the title to the movable property passes at the time when the property is delivered pursuant to the contract of sale. Means property can be of two types. Doubt will come na. See why this concept came. I will let me first explain why this discussion is there. A transferred movable property to B. A purchased at 1 lakh, sold at 1.5 lakh. Sold at 1.5 lakh. Listen carefully or else you don't understand. Okay, that's the problem. See, agreement entered on 10th March 26. Okay, advance paid on 20th March 26. Okay, 20th March 26. Next, delivery made on 4th April 26. Previous year, or simply in language, financial year is changing. So delivery made on this day. Balance paid on 10/4/26. Now you should tell. Out of 4 dates, if you learn this, very good. If you do not learn this concept, just you are going by past exam questions and question bank, workouts la you are dependent na, this question you will definitely do a wrong answer in exam, my guarantee for 100% on you. Okay, reason is what na, agreement will be entered in 25-26, advance is paid in 25-26, delivery made in 26-27, balance paid on 26-27. I am talking about previous years, financial years. Okay, and now depending on your learning, your right answer or wrong answer will be dependent, correct? If you give a wrong answer na, financial year will change, which is one of the biggest wrong that you can commit. So therefore, to tackle this, we are going to discuss that particular segment. Okay, well, let's now go back. So when transfer is said to be completed, agreement data, advance data, delivery data, balance paid data, which date is a transfer? Transfer, simple word, but transfer happened on which date? Which financial year I should take? So title to the movable property passes at the time when the property is delivered. When the property is delivered. So you should not consider agreement date or advance paid date or balance paid date. The most important date is delivery. Delivery happened on which date? 4/4/26. 4/4/26 comes under which previous year? 26-27. Assessment year 27-28. And the merit taxation will be coming into picture. How many of you learned this for the first time? Please put a message there. So you can please put a message there. Date of agreement, date of advance paid, date of delivery, and balance paid date. So on what date it will come effective? The importance of learning. That's what I mean to tell. Minute details they are asking questions na. See, do you know what happened in exam? I will tell you the problem here with the CA interest students. I will tell you the problem first. Rectify that accordingly. See, all the students who are listening might have already completed coaching, correct? Already completed coaching wherever they might have listened. But a question like this will make them fail again. Why? We are focusing on, okay, we are focusing on exam oriented learning. You should focus on concept oriented learning. Exams automatically will qualify. If you have concept, guarantee of qualifying exam will be there. But if you prepare for exam, guarantee of exam not there anyway, guarantee of concept cannot be given. Okay, learn in a proper way. It takes time. Yeah, Catholic chapter is a ocean. Okay, ocean is it, literally. This you wanted to take in one gulp. I wanted to just I wanted to take entire ocean, are not possible. So slowly we need to understand this. So point is, so whenever a movable property is being transferred in a particular transaction, when transfer should be taken as being effective, the transfer is said to be effective not on the date of agreement, not on the date on which advances were paid, not on the date on which the balance amount and closure of contract is made. It is on the date of delivery. As per your contract, what is the delivery date? This date. That day transfer will be taken effective. That previous year only we should take for the taxing purposes. Okay, let us move on into immovable property discussion. Okay, see, property is not movable, property is immovable. Property is what? Immovable. General cases, if the property is immovable, title will not pass till the conveyance deed is executed and registered. Till the conveyance deed is executed and registered. Executed means signed. Registered means registered with the authority. Okay. So title means ownership, will not pass till the conveyance deed is executed and registered. Okay. I will give you an example. Okay, let us see. A, B. I will give you question. Your work is to answer. A, B. House property is under sale. House property is under sale. Sale is a transfer. Sale is what? Transfer. Okay. So what we understood first, house property is kept under sale. Sale is a transfer. Happened between whom and whom? Happened between Mr. A and Mr. B. Okay. Okay. Now listen. Listen. Story not yet done. So what happened now? Agreement. Date of agreement 10th March 26. Okay. Date of advance paid on 23/26. Date of executing the documents. Date of executing the documents 4th April 26. Date of registration 10/4/26. Okay. Property keys are delivered on 15/4/26. 15/4/26. These are all the various dates. Okay. If normally they give a question, everyone will write, everyone will tell, DT, I know everything. Sorry, if you ask a question, pack up. So please let us learn everything and then we challenge institute. No worry. Date of agreement is 10th March. Advances are paid on 20th March. Execution happened on 4/4. Registration happened on 10/4. Keys of the house property are delivered on 15/4/26. Which date is a right date is a query now. Correct? Listen what they said. Generally what they say is title will not pass till conveyance deed is executed and registered. Executed and registered. Sir, I just executed, sir. Okay, wa? No. Only registration I have done, sir. Execution was not done. They will not do registration. That's why what they will tell, transfer is effective not from the date of registration, but from the date of execution. So conveyance deed on what date it is executed. Okay, execution date onwards we will see. What is execution day? The day on which both the parties are signed. The moment you signed, consent is given. The moment consent is given, irrespective of any kind of registration, they will go. Are you understanding? So date of execution will be taken. Okay. Next, in case of power of attorney transaction, if you remember, power of attorney transaction, what will be there? As a registration will not happen. Okay. Just now we discussed now, intentionally two people made a transfer of some property. Intentionally they are not going for registration. Why? They thought that if I can prolong the registration, I can prolong the payment of taxation also. So therefore lawmaker will already said, here we already discussed now, conveyance deed is yet to be executed and registered. Conveyance deed execution is not done. Okay. So what we discussed, there is an agreement between buyer and seller. As per that agreement, seller will give the possession of the property to the buyer. Buyer paid agreed consideration, but conveyance deed is not executed and registered, and intentionally they are not executing. The moment you execute conveyance deed, transfer will become effective. Transfer become effective, tax will come into picture. Therefore, what they said, you give me money, I will give you property possession. Registration we will not do. We will intentionally delay. Part only performed. Okay, registration part is still pending. Part performance of contract only happened. So what they said, in such case, though legal ownership is not passed, still it is regarded as a transfer. And what will be taken? The date on which you entered into agreement for this transaction, that day will be taken as date of transfer. So then 10(3) will become right answer in power of attorney cases, part performance cases. In all other normal cases, date of execution will be taken as date of transfer effective. The new concept that we learnt now. Everyone please give a reply now. Okay, next discussion. Next one. Next. Okay. Please listen. Computation of capital gains. Remember this section for life. At a section number only till January you should remember. After that section numbers are changing. Concept I mean. Okay. Computation of capital gains. Computation of capital gains. See, capital gains is having a schedule of computation. What is the schedule? Let us see. First, full value of consideration. We will take it. Okay. What will just a minute here. Just a minute. I'm getting a call. Just 1 minute. You just see the concept. Hello. Yes, I will call you back. Yeah, thank you. I'll call you back after 10. Shall we continue? Shall we continue, everyone? Yeah. Listen. Section is section number 48. What is the concept? Schedule of computation. Full value of consideration. The beauty of capital gains lies in this concept. What is it? Full value of consideration. Listen how lawmaker use the language. Okay, that's really mind blowing concept. Listen first. I will give you an example. Okay, see, what is sale consideration? What is a full value of consideration? How both are not same? Let us first understand. Then you will really appreciate the lawmaker's mind. Okay, first, A sold property to B. Okay, fair market value is 10 lakh, but consideration agreed is 5 lakh. Then what they will do? They will tell sale consideration is only 5 lakh. Purchase, I mean, cost of acquisition for me is 4 lakh. Capital gains is 1 lakh. Actually, he will not take 5. He will actually take 10 lakhs only. 10 lakhs la 5 lakh in black money, 5 lakh in white money. You should think, sir, fair market value 10 lakhs, consideration 5 lakh, consideration is lesser than fair market value. The fool will think like this. I mean it. If you are a practicing chartered accountant, not just a faculty, if you are in practice really, you will understand how these situations really come. And what people are doing really, clients will shamelessly come to us and tell, sir, we did this transaction, 5 lakh rupee I took in cash, black money, 5 lakh rupees I took in white. So what used to happen previously, they used to take half the part in black money, half the part in white money, and they will show only white money transaction to the department. They will tell, 5 lakh only I received, na? So sale consideration is only 5 lakh, purchase 4 lakh, capital gain 1 lakh. But in reality, you sold it for 10 lakh, 5 lakh rupees is escaping the assessment, correct? That's why section number 142, 144, 150, income escaping assessments came in CA final. What concept here? Income escaping assessments. If you come to my office in Hyderabad, Today I'm talking today, there are around 21 appeal cases pending against income escaping assessment against various clients. Okay. Maybe you may think exaggeration or something, because it is my firm, I will be telling. What is the point of unnecessarily telling when something is not there? You can come to the office and see na. We are doing n number of appeals every month. Income tax appeals I'm talking, not GST. Income tax appeals we are doing such a way every month in our office, Vijayawada, Hyderabad. Both sides we are doing that much of workload every month. In Vijayawada, in Hyderabad, other chartered accountants will be there na. They will give their appeal cases to us and we will be taking up. Today, as on today, yesterday evening, there are 67 appeal cases pending in our office. How many? 67. Clear? Two angles here. Appeal is a challenge always. Appeal means what? We are challenging the department. You send me a demand notice to pay tax, na? I will not pay. Why I will pay? I will not. Why? This is the situation of my client. Why should I pay? It's a challenge, which is very much important in an income tax. You should understand what department is trying to tell and you should reciprocate to the department. You should convince the department that yes, our client is right. This is one more. Second thing, money. Normal income tax filing at 10,000, 15,000. Appeal case la 5 lakh they will pay. You can now imagine what way you are learning, which area you are focusing is important. That turns into money. Clear? Huh? Are you all understanding? Huh? So, why I am telling this now? In reality, why these concepts came? What is full value of consideration? Then lawmaker got a thought process. Okay. Oh, really he will take 10 lakh. Fair market value 10 na? Why anyone will take lesser than fair market value when the market value is 10 lakh? He will take 10. But 5 lakh he is taking in black money, 5 lakh he is taking in white money. And books of accounts like 5 lakh only will come. Remaining part will be taking in number 2 route. So therefore he will show sale consideration as 5 lakh. He is getting only capital gain of 1 lakh instead of a capital gain of 6 lakh. 5 lakh rupees is escaping the assessment. Na? That's why department got a doubt. And they started doing analysis. Indians are doing like that. Therefore, they replaced the term. And when I used to study income tax long back in CA Inter, sale consideration used to be there. Full value of consideration is not there. These all creativity started later. So then department also got it out. Oh, okay. We should not use the word sale consideration, or else they will write only to what extent they sold. So we should replace it with some word. What word? Beautiful word that they came out in the Finance Act of 2012. What is the word? Full value of consideration. I don't want your sale consideration. What is the full value of that particular asset? That consideration I wanted to take. That's why consideration will be replaced not by actual consideration, replaced by the full value of consideration. In this example, full value is fair market value. Enough, everyone understood the point clearly? Yeah? First understood the discussion clearly, everyone? Okay. So let us come back to the main discussion. Full value consideration. Write down here. Expenses incidental to the transfer. Note I have written here clearly. See, only expenditure incurred wholly and exclusively in connection with such transfer shall be considered. Exemptions under 54 to 54H are not available to LT or STCG in same way. Some exceptions are allowed in case of STCG. Will be discussed separately in exemption segment. This point you leave. Forget about it. Remaining only you have to remember. Okay. So, what is the point here? Take full value of consideration, not your sale consideration, plus expenses. The full value of consideration will be taking the expenses on transfer. You can remove. Net consideration means 1 minus 2. Now from this take cost of acquisition, cost of improvements. Okay. Capital gain will be 3 minus 4 minus 5. Exemptions will come now that you need to take. Taxable capital gain will be 6 minus 7. Exemptions from 54 to 54H ki note I have written. This you can understand once we complete 50. Once we come to 54, Okay, 54 exemptions sheet I will show you. When we come there, you will understand this. You will really appreciate, okay, this is the meaning. Okay, next one. Very, very important. Seventh proviso to section 48. Treatment of securities transaction tax. Treatment of securities transaction tax. Okay. Sir, what is STT? Let us first understand that. Okay, one. STT is a tax which will be paid on purchase and sale. What is a purchase? It's a transaction. What is a sale? It's a transaction. Transaction on what? On securities. Security buying is a transaction. Security selling is a transaction. So security transaction tax and securities transaction tax is levied on both purchase as well as on sale. Okay. Provided also that, we are reading the Bare Act now. Providing also that no deduction shall be allowed in computing income chargeable under the head capital gains in respect of any sum paid on account of STT under Chapter 7 of Finance Act 2004. Sir, forget about Finance Act, everything. So STT will not be allowed as a deduction. STT will not be allowed as a deduction. See, in case of purchase of equity shares through recognized stock exchange or units of business trust, this is not there for CA, enter, leave it. Pay STT, but it is not allowed as an expense in relation to transfer. So, in this expenses on account of transfer is there na? In this, what should not come into picture? In this, STT should not be taken. What should not be taken? STT should not be taken. Okay. Reason, doubt will come. Sir, why sir STT should not come? STT is not an expense. STT is an obligation. It's a tax. Okay. It is a tax. It is not any expense in relation to transfer. Are you understanding or not? It is not an expense incidental to transfer. It is an obligation attached to transfer. So therefore, it's an obligation. It should not be seen as an expense. That's why STT is not allowed as a deduction. Enough, everyone understood a new point clearly, yeah? Okay, done. So we now completed computation of capital gains. Next, now the king has arrived successfully. IFOS chapter will be completed here itself. So your concentration is the prime thing that we require now. So listen carefully. Okay, let us start our discussion. We are now going to discuss about transactions which are not regarded as a transfer. See, till now we saw about transfer includes sale, exchange, relinquishment of any asset, extinguishment of any rights therein, compulsory acquisition under any law, maturity or redemption of zero coupon bond, conversion of capital asset into stock in trade, part performance in a power of attorney transaction, distribution of asset by cooperative society to the member of a cooperative society. All these we already discussed what is a transfer. Now we are going to focus on one very important segment called as what are not regarded as a transfer. What are not regarded as a transfer. Okay. See, I will first show you one point. Try to understand that and tell. Okay. First, tell me. Transactions not regarded as a transfer. Transactions not regarded as a transfer. Okay. I will ask one question. Transfer is defined already. Why again not a transfer has to be discussed? Give the answer. Transfer means what? What is a transfer? Already defined. So if it is not coming within the point of view of definition of transfer, automatically it's not a transfer. Why this much of discussion then? I want an answer from all of you. Okay. Sorry. So now almost if I filter all your answers, I got only very less answers first of all. In that less answers, if I filter out, mainly everyone is telling that transfer definition is a inclusive definition. So the list given is a illustrative list. Illustrative list means those are only examples. Those are not the complete list. If this is the complete list, only this part is explained. This all we have to take to understand. Correct? Since this is inclusive, proper clarity not there. Therefore, they discussed about what is not a transfer. This is the answer given by most of you. This is right. But this is not the only right. This I wanted to tell. Okay. This is right 100%. But this is not the only right. There is another good reason. Okay. What is it? Let us try to understand. See. Okay. Now? Listen. If lawmaker intention was only this, what is only this? And I have given an illustrated list. If I give illustrated list, people will get a doubt. Therefore, I will give what is not a transfer also. If that is the intention, they should have kept this in section 2 clause 47 transfer definition. They should tell it does not include. Like that, they should have written all these. You did not understand my words. Listen. What you said, sir, section 2 clause 47 definition of a transfer is an inclusive definition. So list of some examples say they have given not all. Not all. So not all means they have given some examples. Now people may get a doubt whether these are all transfers or not. Therefore, they gave a section saying that these are not transfers. Okay. Wrong. That is not completely right. Right? Your answer is right. I will not tell it's wrong. But it's not the complete right answer. Shall I tell you reason? If really that is the lawmaker intention, he has written a transfer in relation to a capital asset includes. Below you should write, but it does not include. But it does not include. See, I will give you an example like this. Body corporate definition. Body corporate includes a company incorporated outside India. Company incorporated outside India. But does not include corporation sole or any other notified body corporate. I have discussed this definition already or not? Everyone. Like that they will tell. If really lawmaker intention was to tell that, oh, inclusive definition means you will have a lot of doubts. Therefore, I am only telling these are not included. Then in the definition they will tell. This 2 clause of 47, this is section 47. Coincidentally, both are 47. That's why doubt will come. Transfer definition is defined by 2 clause 47. Transfer definition is defined by 2 clause 47. Just a minute. Transfer definition is given by section 2 clause 47. Okay, so 2 clause 47 defined what is a transfer. What is not a transfer is defined not by 247, is defined by section 47. Why? What is the reason? Listen carefully. Okay, listen carefully. I will give you one example. I will give you one what example. See, I will ask a question. There is a HUF. 4 parts it is there. Okay, there is a HUF. This HUF is there since 1980. Differences in opinion came to all the family members. This is a family 1, family 2, family 3 and family 4. Each family, let us take 4-5 members are there. Or 6 members are there including the parents. So 6 to 7 people maximum. So 2 parents will be there and remaining are children. 4 families were there. These all families have formed a HUF. Common assets are there, common property is there, family property is there, joint property is there. They wanted to partition this HUF. They wanted to partition what? HUF. So they will break this HUF into 4 parts. Each one will take their part of assets. Total 100 crore assets divided by 4. Let us say for example, 25 crores to F1, F2, F3, F4. Like that they will take and they will jump over. So this is what they will do. Now the question starts like this. Whenever HUF is partitioned, what is happening? What is happening in a HUF partition? There is extinguishment of rights. Previously HUF used to have a rights on a joint property. But now that extinguishment happened because that HUF is not there. Extinguishment. So extinguishment is a transfer, but it is not treated as a transfer. And what section 47 convey? In section 47, all the transactions list they give, really they are transfers. Really they are transfers. By definition, they are transfer. But I don't want to treat them as transfer for good reasons. The reasons we are going to discuss today. Are you all with me? Reply. Could you understand the words clearly, everyone? So that's the reason. Means in section 47, whatever you read, those are all really transfers, but not regarded as a transfer. Not regarded as a transfer. Okay, ma? So I can't give that in the section 2 clause 47 because partition of HUF is not a transfer. Nah. Okay, it is actually a transfer. You are contradicting yourself. You only said extinguishment. You only telling the partition of HUF is not a transfer means how definition will work? You are only telling extinguishment is a transfer. You are only telling that HUF extinguishment is not a transfer means you are contradicting yourself. Therefore, a separate other than definition section was created and they gave conditions and terms saying that if you satisfy these, then this is not regarded as a transfer. Like that, they started drafting. Other section 47, one of the lengthiest sections in our syllabus, but all I am not going to discuss and waste our time. Most important contents are there. 4-5 points are there. Those 4-5 points ki first importance we will give. Okay. Let us begin. Concentration required at peaks. Okay. See. Transactions are not regarded as a transfer. Opening note. Section 47 covers the circumstances which are not regarded as a transfer under the head capital gain. Therefore, even though capital asset is involved, still it is not regarded as a transfer and hence no tax liability under the head capital gain. This can be understood as follows. See, case 1. There is a capital asset. There is a transfer. Capital gains will get attracted. There is a capital asset, but there is no transfer. Why there is no transfer? That is not governed by 47. Okay, sorry, that is covered by 47. Means which is not a transfer, like it is covered. No capital gain. There is no capital asset, but there is a transfer. Capital gains won't get attracted. There is no capital asset, there is no transfer also. Capital gains won't get attracted. Until to attract capital gains, what should have happened? Capital asset is required. Transfer under section 47 also required. What is a capital asset we completed? What is a transfer we completed? What is not a transfer? If you read, capital gains ki main discussion will be completed. Everyone understood the point clearly? Yeah? Read this first. Take a minute time and read this. If possible, everyone, you can see this also. Section 47 is not an independent section. It is dependent on many interlinking concepts. One should harmoniously read it in the connection. So these are all the sections. Okay. If possible, everyone, write down this table and write down these sections linking. What are all the sections you need to read for section 47? You write down. Okay. I will give you 2 to 3 minutes time. Do it. Completed? Have you written the list of sections, everyone? Okay. Okay, now first situation. See, as I said, from now we are going into in-depth analysis of so many concepts. Uh, I hope that most of the concepts you are listening now, you might not even listen before. So, with ultimate concentration, utmost care and diligence, listen to the points. Okay, we will do exam questions after every concept. Okay, because transfer concept is very very important. See, exam question number one given for 2 marks, small question. This is a question which came in RTP also already. So I kept all the questions in the book itself. So you need not do any kind of further analysis. So please concentrate the flow. Transfer there are 24 points are there. Inter is around 17 are applicable, 16 or 17. In that the most important I am going to cover. Remaining they are not testing in exam for CA Inter. So I'm not going into them. At the end, when we find time, I will discuss about miscellaneous concepts. But most important, around 8 points are there out of 17. How many? 8. 8 or 9, something. If I'm not wrong, A, na? A, B. These are all the things I will not discuss now. I will discuss at the end. Okay, end of transfer concept. If it's fine time, we will discuss about that. Okay, wa? Okay. So let us first focus on the most important things. Okay. So today's target is everyone listening to the class should become an expert in HUF's partition. HUF's partition. Okay. Concept is partition of HUF. Okay. See, first thing before we start with, whenever we conduct a live session, okay, I will be really wanting all the students to get the whole benefit out of it. Okay, I wanted to students to take a complete benefit. Hmm? So but what will happen na, the moment I started giving the backup na, live students will not concentrate, slowly again postponement will begin. Means okay, I can listen later. See, morning I said now I'm going to put the live session for 1 day or something like that. See, people will come, they will start at 350 320 like that, again they will go. And what is the thing here, what is going on? Seriousness will be lacking whenever benefit is given. Now when they don't use it, when they start abusing it, okay, their main problem for me, you have done like that for all the previous attempts, you failed miserably. We are now taking September as a challenge and we are taking, you should be serious na. At the end of the day, you should be the person who should be serious. Actually, you should ask me, sir, please conduct the class, I will be coming live. Okay, so procrastination is one of the dangerous enemy. You know what is a procrastination na? I will do later, I will do tomorrow. That tomorrow never comes. Okay, tomorrow never it will come. So until you will be like writing on a door, okay, I will do this tomorrow. Whenever you open na, tomorrow only it will be. Never it will become present. Clear? So please listen carefully. First thing, partition of HAF. Partition of HAF. Nothing contained in section 45 shall apply. Nothing contained in section 45. What is 45? 45 is talking about charging section. Charging section we read na first law. Wherever there is a transfer of any capital asset, okay, save as otherwise provided in section number 54, 54A, 54B, 54D, like that. So whenever there is a profits or gain, also profit or gain arising from the transfer of a capital asset, okay, will be chargeable to tax in the year in which the transfer has effected. So that 45 is what? Charge of capital gain tax. What is this? Charge of capital gain tax rate. Okay, I will write it for your further more clarity. 45 is charge of capital gain tax. So 45 is talking about charge of capital gain tax. Okay. Nothing contained in the charge of capital gain tax shall apply means what? Chargeability of capital gains will not come when any distribution of capital assets on total or partial partition, okay, of HUF, of what? HUF. So see here, concentration required. Okay. Nothing contained in section 45 shall apply to any distribution of capital assets on total or partial partition of Hindu undivided family. Let us first understand what is this concept first. Okay, first there is a distribution and a giving to people. What distribution? Capital assets. So capital assets are distributed. So when capital assets are going from one person to another person, actually it is a transfer, but it is not regarded as a transfer, though it is really a transfer because it happened during the partition of HUF. Partition of HUF. Okay. Now doubt will come. Why? First question, Adira. This any fool will read. So that is not our intention. Why? What is the intention of law? What could be the possible intention of the lawmaker? What is there in his mind? Listen. HUF is not a separate legal entity for the purposes of HUF Act. HUF Act are not there, Hindu Succession Act is there. But main point is, whenever I say HUF is not a separate legal entity. So what do you mean by it is not a separate legal entity? HUF family members both are not two different parties. Family A, HUF A family. All these family members are HUF. If all these family members goes out, HUF are not there. And what you have to understand, HUF is a compendious form of explaining a family, group of family. Correct? Therefore, if HUF is distributing the capital assets to the family members, it is like me giving an asset from left hand to right hand or right hand to left hand. Are you understanding the discussion clearly? Yeah. Everyone. So what lawmaker thought? Okay, in reality there is a transfer, but technically is it really a transfer? Are there two parties? No. The party who is giving is a HUF, which is a family. Giving to the family, person taking is also same. When person giving and person taking both are same, how come a transaction will come? In a contract act, transaction, two parties are involved. Here two parties are not there, only one party. I am taking my own asset. So it look like a transfer, but it is not a transfer. That's why what lawmaker said, nothing in section 45 shall apply to any distribution of capital assets on total or partial partition of HUF. And what is the point here? See, in my right hand, there is a asset. I transfer to my left hand. Government said, there is a transfer happened from right hand to left hand. Therefore, capital gains tax, right or wrong? I am asking a question. This thinking is right or wrong? Right hand asset is there. I transfer to left hand. Government said, hey, transfer happened from right hand to left hand. Therefore, pay tax. Right or wrong? Why wrong? Why wrong? Both hands belong to me only. If it goes from my hand to some other person's hand, now when you tell it is a transfer, logical. My hand to my hand, it is my. There are two hands in my body. From one hand, I am transferring to another. Na? You are telling that there is a transfer. HUF partition also same. Clear? Okay. Now, so first let us understand this one. There is a HEF. Okay. It is undergoing a partition. Okay. In the due course of the partition, capital assets are distributed. Okay. Such a distribution is not a transfer under 47(1). When it is not attracted by 47(1), 45(1) will not get attracted. Therefore, tax on capital gain will not get attracted. When I say tax on capital gain will not get attracted, what is the real meaning? What is also not applicable? Section 48. This one. This computation will not apply. Okay. See here. HUF. There are 20 members in a family. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like that up to 20. Let us say there are 20 capital assets also. 20 members are the number of members are 10. These are capital assets. Sorry. These are capital assets. So in a HUF, there are 20 capital assets, land, building, different plots of lands, like that, so many properties, gold, like that, so many capital assets are there. Number of members in the family are 10. HUF is getting partitioned and each member of HUF is entitled to 2 capital assets. Okay. So 10 members, 2 to each, 20 capital assets are there. This is seen as relocating of capital assets to the joint owners who already own it. This is seen as a relocating. Means what? Previously it is in my right hand. Okay. Previously it is in my right hand. I am now distributing it to left hand. That's all. In a family, all are held by family. Now it is distributing to members means what? Family is distributing to its members. Are you understanding? Clear. Previously, I am having 5 rings on my palm. 5 rings, gold rings. Okay. 5 fingers are 5 family members. Previously, I used to hold it in my palm. Now what I said, all the fingers fighted with me. They said, oh, we don't want it to continue anymore. Then I said, this ring for you, this ring for you, this ring for you, this ring for you, this ring for you. I have given each ring to each of one. I said transfer happened. Arey fool, where transfer happened? A relocation of assets only is happening. Who owns it? Previously, all the 5 fingers own through this palm. Now the palm is distributing it to all the fingers. So both are belonging to the same hand. Now why you are calling it there is a transfer? Though it is looking like a transfer. That is the intention of the makers of law. Everybody understood the point clearly, yeah? Okay. Okay. Now, partition of HF లో 1 point is over. Connected concepts will start. Asal torture starts now. Okay. Main 47 won't torture us. 47 linking will torture us in exam. Okay. See, holding period for the transferee in case of subsequent transfer, holding period of previous owner is included. Where it was said explanation 1(1)(b) to section 2 class 42A read with section 49 subsection number 1 class number 1. Sir, what are all these, sir? Sorry. Let us now read 49(1)(1). Thereafter, I will tell you what is this explanation. Then I will explain what is the meaning. Okay. So, listen. Where capital asset became, listen carefully, where capital asset became property of the assessee on distribution of total or partial partition of HEF, the cost of acquisition of the asset shall be deemed to be the cost for the previous owner of the property acquired it as increased by any cost of improvement of the assets incurred or borne by the previous owner of the assessee as the case may be. Sir, what point also I did not understand, sir. That's why I said torture starts. Na? Read properly. Then we will do 2 exam questions on HEF partition. If you have completed reading it, put a message. Okay, done. I gave enough time to read. Let us read the 49 one more time. Where the capital asset became the property of the assessee on any distribution of assets on total or partial partition of HUF, the cost of acquisition of assets shall be deemed to be the cost for which the previous owner of the property acquired it, as increased by the cost of improvement of the assets incurred or borne by the previous owner or the assessee, as the case may be. Okay? Okay, now listen. So, where the capital asset became the property of the assessee on distribution of HUF, partition of distribution of capital assets on total partition of HUF. Okay. The cost of acquisition of the asset shall be deemed to be the cost for which the previous owner of the property acquired it, as increased by any cost of improvement of the assets incurred or borne by the previous owner, as the case may be. I'm giving this much time. Asking you to read these many times means if something is not there, I will not first ask you because I have time constraints I have to complete. Again and again, I am reading the same. There should be some reason. Correct? Read 49 one last time. Beyond that, I won't give any time to you. Okay? Yeah. Now listen. HUF underwent partition. HUF underwent partition. Partition time la every family member will receive their own properties. Okay. Some share in the property everyone will receive. One of the family member is a Mr. A. Mr. A received property. What property he received? He received a capital asset. Who received a capital asset? Mr. A received a capital asset. I repeat again. There is a HUF. HUF la 10 members of family. 10 members la one of the member is Mr. A. HUF partitioned and transferred the assets, distributed capital assets. In that, one of the capital asset received by Mr. A. Okay, Mr. A, one of the family member. Now, partition time la when you receive, you can sell that to some other person at a later time or not. HUF partitioned and gave to A. A wanted to sell to some XYZ. Okay, Mr. X he wanted to sell after 4 or 5 years. Okay, when you sell, you will get consideration, full value of consideration. Correct? Adi okay. Minus cost of acquisition place la what you will take. They said cost of acquisition for you is a nil cost actually. But HUF has purchased it na. HUF is treated as a previous owner. HUF is treated as a previous owner. I repeat again. You are getting the asset from HUF. Okay. From that you are selling to some other person. When you are selling to the some other third party, from him you are receiving consideration. I will call it FOVC. the FPV full value of consideration, some amount, minus cost of acquisition you have to take. Now, what you will take? You received on partition. What is the cost of acquisition? They said cost of acquisition to me will be the cost of acquisition to the previous owner. Who is the previous owner? HUF is the previous owner. How much is the cost to him? Some amount. That only I will be taking. No doubt will come to the student. Sir, in reality, A did not spend anything. Just like that partition he received. How come you will take cost of acquisition? This should not be asked by any student, because reason is HUF money is the joint money of every family member. Correct? HUF is getting money from sky, or HUF is printing cash. HUF should have money means someone might have given money or not. Who is that? Family members. So equal amount, some amount will be contributed or not. Therefore, try to understand HUF money is a family member's money. So when an asset is acquired out of HUF fund means out of family members amount it came. So therefore, what they said, cost of acquisition to HUF is nothing but cost of acquisition by the members of family who is the previous owner. So therefore, what they said, actually when you see the transaction, cost of acquisition is not there for a partition time. But in reality, who purchased it? HUF. Who is HUF? Previous owner. So therefore, cost of acquisition to the transferee will be the cost to previous owner. Okay, and any improvements are also there. Now improvement cost also you should add. First of all, everyone tell me 49(1), everyone understood or not? Tell me. I want a reply. Okay, done. So this is section number 47(1) read with section 49(1). So now we have to understand another point. Okay, sir, what they said is cost of acquisition should include not only my cost, okay, it should also take the cost of the previous owner. Cost of the previous owner, that should be considered. Correct? Cost of the previous owner, that should be considered as increased by the cost of improvement of the assets incurred or borne by the previous owner or the assessee. Correct? So HUF is going partition. Partition time they are distributing capital assets to family members. Who is a family member? Transferee. Who is a family member? Transferee. The person to whom it is transferred. He is transferring to some other person. He is transferring to some other person. Okay, he is transferring to some other person. That other person also will become a transferee now. Your transfer, that person will become a transferee. Okay, so they said that cost to the previous owner should be taken as a cost of this particular acquisition. Okay, sorry. Rather than treating this as a theory question, we will do some practical stuff. You will have more clarity through numbers. Before going into that, this point we have to read. Holding period for the transferee. In case of subsequent transfer, holding period of previous owner is included. Holding period of previous owner is included. Sorry, I will explain you the point now. See. HUF is formed on 1/4/2020. It purchased a capital asset. It purchased what asset here? Capital asset. HUF underwent partition on 38/2025. Okay, what happened? HUF underwent a partition. Partition of HUF happened. After HUF underwent a partition, this capital asset went into the hands of Mr. A, who is one of the family member. Okay, this person sold that capital asset to Mr. B, an outsider, on 30th August 2026. Now this person will buy that asset. He has to buy the asset. So that is okay. Now the question is, this person sold property to this person. What is the first thing you need to know? You have to pay capital gain. Which capital gain? Either STCG or LTCG. Now point is there. LT or ST depends on what? Holding period. When you started holding it, 38 to 2025, 38 2025. When you sold, let us say 23 8 2026, you sold. What is the time period? Less than 12 months or more than 12 months or less than 12 months? Therefore it will become what? ST. Wrong. This is what they are trying to tell. Whenever you are trying to calculate, capital gain tax, first you should know whether it is a long term or short term. Whenever there is a partition happen, when you are taking the time period for the person, you should consider also the holding period of previous owner, because HUF has that property. Who is HUF? Family members say HUF. Whose money? Family members money है HUF money. And technically you are one of the family members, you are also holding it in the name of HUF over a long period or not. That's why they said, though the partition happened and distribution happened on 38, you are considering the cost to previous owner na? So you should also consider the holding period also to the previous owner. So previous year holding period means from 2020 to 2026, you should see it is a long term capital gain. Did you understand the significance of this particular statement, everyone? Reply, reply. Okay, done. Next, next illustration. Okay, let us see the illustrations now. A house property is purchased by HAF in 1950 for 40,000 rupees at that time. It is given to one of the family members in the year 24-25 at the time of partition. Since house property being a capital asset is given at the time of partition, it is not regarded as a transfer. Hence, no tax on capital. Understood. RTP question is a beautiful question. X, HF, is a Hindu undivided family. X is a Hindu undivided family. Family acquires residential house property at Delhi for 5,10,000 in April 1st, 2023. Family undergoes complete partition on November 1st, 2023, and the residential house is allotted to Mr. Y, a member of the family. Fair market value is 6 lakh. Y sells the house on 15th March for 6 lakh 90. Determine the amount chargeable to capital gains in case of Mr. X, HUF, and Mr. Y. RTP. As per the Finance Act 2025, question will be drafted and you should answer that. Okay, what? I will wait for you. Read the question first. I don't want any one of you to sit idle. Please read the question carefully. STCG period is 24 months. That's what they are asking. Capital asset, I said. That capital asset is a stock, shares, securities, immovable. I did not tell. So I assumed that it is a capital asset which is a security. So therefore, I have taken 12 months as an example to understand the example. Have you read the question? If you have read the question, let me know. Okay, let's see. See here. What happened? Let us see first. I gave time for you to read. Now I will read it for you one last time before we start with the discussion. X is a HUF. That HUF acquired residential house on 1st April 2023 for 5,10,000. Later, November 1st, 2023, and in the same year, it went for a partition. And the residential house, whatever is taken, is allotted to Y, one of the family member. On that day, the FMV is 6 lakh. Y sells the house on 15th March 2025. Okay, for 6 lakh 90,000. Determine the amount chargeable to capital gains. Listen. First point number one. Capital assets distributed by HUF to the family members is not a transfer. What is not a transfer? HUF distribution to family members is not a transfer. After getting that, if you transfer to some other person, tax will come into picture. First point number one. అంటే ఆల్వేస్ యూ షుడ్ నాట్ టెల్ ఇది హెచ్యుఎఫ్ పార్టిషన్డ్ ప్రాపర్టీ లైఫ్లో అగైన్ నో ట్యాక్స్ అది ಇಲ್ಲ. దట్ ఈస్ నాట్ ద మీనింగ్. HUF's distribution to the member of a family is not a transfer. But after acquiring that property, if the family member tries to transfer to some other person, happily taxability will come. Cost of acquisition to the family member will be the cost to the previous owner. Period of holding will be including the period of holding for the previous owner. All will come into picture. Okay. So X is a HUF. It acquired residential property on 1st April for 5,10,000. It underwent partition. Y received that property. Okay. And he sold that on 1st March 15, 2025 for 6,90,000. Determine the amount chargeable to capital gains. Okay. This attracts three concepts. Tax treatment in the hands of HUF. Very simple. Dealt by 47(1), not a transfer, no capital gain tax. Tax is nil. One answer over. Tax treatment in the hands of family member. Just now I said, na, family member, what he has done, he has transferred. He has transferred. So it is a transfer to him. Tax on capital gain. Cost of acquisition will be the cost of acquisition to previous owner. So he sold for 6,90,000. Okay. Cost of acquisition for you may not be there, but for the HUF, previous owner, 5,10,000. So STCG will be 1,80,000. 1,80,000. Okay. Because it is a property, we should take 24 months. Next. Determination of period of holding. CG, whether long term or capital, long term or short term, depends on the period of holding by previous owner. So period of holding will be starting not from the partition date, but should start from the date on which it is acquired by HUF. 1st April to 15th March. 1st April to 15th March. Less than 24 months. Therefore, it is a short term capital asset. Therefore, it is a short term capital asset. First of all, everyone, please tell me, did you understand the question and answer clearly? Yeah. 1 minute time I will give. First, put a message whether you understood the answer, whether you have a clarity now. Okay. Done. Next. See here. See here. Another question explaining the provision. Okay. Another question explaining the provision. Okay. First of all, illustration number 1 and 2, everyone understood the clearly, yeah? Okay. Illustration 1 and 2, everyone understood clearly, yeah? Now we are going into the third illustration. Okay, third illustration. Question I will read. Okay, answer and solution, all these things we will be doing it in the next part of the session because it's almost 2 hours now. So illustrate main concept completed. The extra illustration we are doing. Illustration explaining the rationale behind the provision. Case facts. X is the HEF. Family members are X and Y. Balance sheet as at 31st March 2024. Capital account of X and Y. House property 1 and 2. Other detail. House 1. Cost of acquisition 10,000. 2023 acquisition. House 2. Cost of acquisition 40,000. Acquisition July 10th 2023. Options available. All these things we are going to see in the next class and try to complete this. Okay. First of all, everyone tell me main concept is completed. So we understood the concept of what is a transfer. Okay. Then we went into the concept of when the transfer will become effective. After that, we understood computation of capital gains, significance of full value of consideration, treatment of security transaction tax, and transactions which are not regarded as transfer. 7 points we are going to read. In the first one we completed, which is a HEF partition. We understood in detail what is a HEF partition and how it will be. So summary is what? Whenever HEF on the date of partition, if it distributes capital assets, for HEF, it is not regarded as a transfer. For HEF, it is not regarded as a transfer. Those assets, if the family member transfer to some other, then this exception won't get attracted. Transfer will get attracted. But two important things: period of holding, cost of acquisition. Partition time, you are not paying anything. That doesn't mean cost of acquisition is zero. Cost of acquisition will be the cost of acquisition to the previous owner, which is a HEF. Second point, you're selling. STCJ, LTCJ depends on the period of holding. Period of holding should include the period of holding of the previous owner. Previous owner and a HEF. Okay. So this is what we have done, and we have done one illustration as well. Okay. This is rationale behind. Rationale behind means why that section came. I have written regular classes. I will explain that. So this is a concept oriented batch. I don't want to spend time on making analysis on those things. I will move on to the next one. Next session, very important, tomorrow morning session, because we are going to discuss about gift taxation. And in simple language, what I have to tell, IFOS we are going to start in the tomorrow's class. Linking capital gains to IFOS happens in tomorrow's session. Okay, from here it will begin. Up to here, IFOS will be completed. IFOS la main sections will get completed in the tomorrow's class. So attend without fail for live only. Okay, once it goes private, don't cry. Clear, everyone? Okay. So after some gap of 15-20 minutes, we'll start with law. Okay. General Clauses Act, I will be continuing. Can we begin with the General Clauses Act? Everyone? So once after this inter-class CA final AFM, that batch announcement will be given, the timings and other things. Some people are asking from CA final side. So once after this is completed, that video will be streamed. Can we begin? Ganesh, I saw your message. You will be receiving max by today or by tomorrow. Okay. Everyone give a reply. Can you begin with General Clauses Act? Okay. Let us start. Okay. So we are going to start with second part of discussion on the chapter General Clauses Act. Okay. Let's begin. So in the first part of the class, with regard to the General Clauses Act, we have completed the introduction, General Clauses Act, why it came, after that bill and becoming an act, definitions we started, we completed what is a government, include central and state. Central government, if it is before the constitution, governor general, after president. Next, act. Act here does not mean Companies Act or the act illa. Act in a negative form. So it includes an act of an offense or a civil wrong, includes series of acts and includes also illegal omissions. On that big example I have given in the last class, I don't want to spend time again. Next, rule. Rule means it will be made to exercise the power. Companies Act is there. Companies Act la MCA will be giving the powers to regional director via rules. What is a rule? Always lawmaker who made the law cannot apply the law in real life. Therefore, they will give the power to the MCA to do that. So MCA can give that powers to human beings like RD, ROC, etc. So Companies Act has given power to MCA. MCA has given that power to the RD, regional director, ROC, like that. Okay. Commencement. Whenever I say when an act has come into existence, okay, for an act or regulation, it means a day on which such act or regulation has come into force. Come into force means when an act has come into force, that day will be treated as its commencement. Okay. So what is the date on which it will come into force? It will be said in the official gazette. So that day we will be taking as a date of birth of the act. Then we discussed the financial year, 1st March, 1st April to 31st of March. Next year, calendar year, 1st Jan to 31st December. Person. Person is a wider definition, includes company, AOP, BOI, everything will be included. Immovable property, most important definition among all. What is an immovable property? Immovable property immovable property includes land. Not only land, any benefits that you are getting from the land, that is also treated as an immovable property if no definition was given in the particular act. For example, you are reading an act. In that act, immovable property is not defined. Then you can take this meaning. Means if in any act the term immovable property is already defined something, then you should not apply General Clauses Act. So next, things attached to earth are immovable. Next, permanently fastened to something attached to earth. So something is attached to earth. Now I am attaching something to this which is attached to the earth. That is also becoming immovable property. Okay. Next one, we are going to discuss about other definitions and try to complete definitions in this. Then we will be going into section number 5, section number 6, 7, 8. After that, we will complete this part. Then we will come to 9 to 13. So our target for the today's class is we have to complete from section number 5 to section number 13 in-depth discussion. Okay. Once completed, next class 14 to 19, 20 to 24, 25 to 30. That's all. Everything will be completed. Direct question bank. Okay. So such that 10 to 12 marks are in your pocket. Once you read the charts material, once you do the question bank properly, that's it. Enough. You will definitely get 12 on 12 in General Clauses Act, provided you listen to the discussion clearly. Okay. Next. Immovable property over. The movable property and anything other than immovable property automatically qualifies as a movable. Next, document. Okay, document. General Clauses Act la document definition was a referred definition. Means what? They said document means a document as defined in Indian Evidence Act. Asal Indian Evidence Act la what is a document? Document includes any matter and some content in written form. Then only it will become document. Oral form, how come it will be documented? In written. It may be expressed or described on substance by means of letter. Means on a paper or something. Substance. Not on air. For example, if I speak something, it is in air. Over. But documentation is always standing on a substance. That can be either on a computer substance. That can be on a paper substance. Anything it can be. Again start. Document includes a matter, content, which is written, okay, expressed or described on substance by means of letters, either letters A to Z, or figures, numbers, or marks, which is intended for recording that matter. Means when I say something as a document, when the intention of the parties is to record something and keep it as a proof, then only we call it a document. Does not include Indian currency notes. Sir, currency notes is a paper and a substance. It contains letters, some words are there. It contains figures, numbers are there. Okay. It is recording the amount of money. Yes, sir. So therefore, currency note is a document. No. That's why it excluded clearly. Does not include Indian currency notes. Example, power of attorney, check, etc. Okay. So let us begin. Again, discussion. What we read? What is a document? What is a document? Document. Document includes any matter. Okay. Must be written, expressed or described not on air, on a substance. What you used as a substance? Paper or something like that. What is the described in that? Either letters, figures or marks. Which is, what is the intention? Intention is to record the matter. But Indian currency notes won't come into the definition of document, even though it satisfies all the conditions. Okay. So then what is a document? Power of attorney is a document. Why? Power of attorney means Kaushik Mukesh will, sorry, for example, power of attorney you should ask me, I will tell. Power of attorney and Income Tax Department will send notice to our client. I repeat, Income Tax Department will send notice to our client. Our client will be there. To him, Income Tax Department will send a notice saying that you should pay this, you did not pay, penalty, interest, something like that they will tell. Immediately what this client will do, this assessee will come to the CA. He will tell, sir, some notice has come to me, please take care. Okay, I will tell that, okay, I will go to the department and talk. Actually, assessee has to speak. On behalf of assessee, I am speaking. Okay, who gave me a right to speak? Assessee gave me a right. How? Power of attorney. Power of attorney means it's a document which will give a person right to act on his behalf. Okay, instead of me directly going, my chartered accountant will appear before the income tax authority. For that, client has to give a power of attorney. Okay, power of attorney is a document. Why it is a document? It includes matter. Okay, matter of what? Matter to convey that he can go on my behalf. Okay, matter which is oral or written, expressed on a paper. Oh, very good. What is the purpose? To record something and keep it as a proof that I am an attorney for him. Okay, check, etc. Check letters and figures will be there. First of all, everyone give a reply. Did you all understand the definition of document clearly? Yeah. Okay, wow. Completed. Sorry, which page? This page. Okay, what we completed now? We completed the definition of document. Next, definition of imprisonment. Sir, what is an imprisonment? See, imprisonment is given under Indian Penal Code. Indian Penal Code. Imprisonment is of two types. Normal imprisonment, also called as a simple imprisonment. Second one is a rigorous imprisonment. Okay, what is the difference between a simple imprisonment and a rigorous imprisonment? Simple imprisonment, he will be imprisoned, that's all. Rigorous imprisonment, like imprisonment with hard labor, means they will get so many things, get done inside the jail. So normally, what is an imprisonment? Imprisonment is a concept of isolation. Imprisonment is a concept of isolation. See, cinemas they will show lot many things where imprisonment they will hit him, they will torture him. In reality, if you come, that much will not be there. What is the purpose of imprisonment? What is the purpose of sending a person to the jail? Reason logic is very clear. Isolation makes you to think. What do you mean by isolation makes you to think? When you are in happy state of mind, your mind will be thinking in that way. If you are in a bad state of mind, your mind will think that way. But when you are in isolation, means no one will be there around you. In that case, you will first understand who you are. You will start thinking in a proper way. Intention of jail, imprisonment intention was isolation. If I keep you in isolation, you will understand the pain of not having people around you. Then you will understand what is right and what is wrong, because there is no one to judge you. Your mind will work in a perfect way and you will realize the mistakes properly. That's why the concept of imprisonment came. Imprisonment two types: isolation plus work. Isolation only is there now, we call it simple imprisonment. Isolation plus hard bound labor is also involved, means they will get all the jail works done through him. We call it as a rigorous imprisonment. Okay, so imprisonment of description as defined in the Indian Penal Code, that is either rigorous imprisonment, which is having a hard bound labor, or a simple. Court will decide whether a particular imprisonment should be rigorous or simple. Court will decide. Okay, next. So imprisonment completed. Next discussion, official gazette. Okay, there are two types of official gazette. If a law has to apply to entire India, then Gazette of India we will publish. If a law has to apply only to a particular state, Andhra Pradesh state, Tamil Nadu state, only it should apply. That state will release a gazette called as official gazette of the state, also called as a state gazette. Gazette of India is, what is a Gazette of India? It is a authorized legal document. So it is a document. What is a document? Document includes any matter written, expressed or described on a substance by way of letters or figures or marks, which is intended to be recorded. Clear? So therefore official gazette is an authorized legal document. Who will release it? Government of India. Published on what basis? Weekly basis by the Department of Publication, Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs, strictly as per the government policy, and printed by Government of India Press. Means not normal local press, they will not. Official gazette will be printed on Government of India Press only. Okay, wow. So now I will give a 2 minutes time for everyone. Please read the definition of document. Please read the definition of imprisonment. Also read the definition of official gazette. Once you confirm that you understood, we will go into the other parts of the definition. Okay, done. Next. So next, we are having another two definitions. One is affidavit, oath, or swear. All the three are three different definitions in our study material, but all answers are same. That's why I kept in one spot. Affidavit, oath, swear. What is this affidavit, oath, and swear? See, affidavit means self-declaration. Oath means making a promise. Swear also a promise. All the three are same meaning. So let us see. Affidavit. The word affidavit came from the word affirm. Affirm means believing it to be true. I am making a statement. That's called as affirmation. Means with my complete belief in mind, I am telling a statement. We call it as affirmation. Okay. So that's called as an affirmation. See, affirmation means what? Whenever we go to the court, judge will ask, okay? Judge will ask, are you telling the truth? Therefore, we will tell, I will promise on Bhagavad Gita and tell all the truth or all the false. Something like that we will tell. That's called as a oath or a swear. Oath or a swear or affidavit means we are giving a declaration. We are giving what? Declaration. That declaration means what? I'm giving a confirmation. So it is an affirmation with confirmation by the persons allowed to affirm or declare instead of swearing. Means what? If you give affidavit, swearing is not required. If you make swearing, oath and affidavit not required. If you make a oath, affidavit and swearing not required. Okay. Sir, what is the logical difference between all the three? Affidavit has a format. Oath, okay, oath has a format. Swear has a format. You can either choose this format or this format or this format. If you go by affidavit, oath and swear not required. If you go by oath, affidavit and swear not required. If you go by swearing, affidavit and oath is not required. Anyone you can choose. Anyone you can choose. Depending on the situation, you can choose whatever you want. Okay. So, what is an affidavit or a oath or a swear? It includes affirmation, means believing. A declaration by persons allowed to affirm or declare instead of swearing. So, if you do this instead of swearing, you can go by affidavit. Can be used as evidence in the court or any authority. Affidavit to oath, swear have same definition. Okay. So, examiner rarely tested, not even tested till now. On RTPL, I saw that question, but still, just have a clarity. Next. Good faith. What is it? Good faith. I will first explain you what is this good faith word. After that, we will go into discussion. Okay. See, good faith. Sir, what is a good faith? Good faith reverse a bad faith. Okay. But good faith is understood as bona fide. Bona means good. Faith, fide means faith. Bona fide means good faith. Mala fide. Mala means bad. Fide means faith. Bad faith or bad intention. Here, fide means intention. Good intention, bad intention. Intention is important. Okay. So, see here now. Good faith. Good faith. A thing is deemed to be done in good faith if it is done honestly. A thing is said to be done in good faith if it is done honestly. So, honestly means what? I have no intention to harm anyone. I have done. In that negligence is there or not there, I don't know. But my intention was not to cheat anyone. So, intention is important. Okay. So, read this. Good faith is deemed to be, sorry, a thing is deemed to be done in good faith if it is done honestly. Okay, thus anything done with due care, attention, which is not malified, is presumed to be in good faith. So if you are taking reasonable care before doing something, you paid minimum attention towards it, and you don't have any bad intention in mind, it will be treated as good faith. So, good faith can be understood in two types. Okay. Number one, what is a good faith? Good faith is honesty. Honesty is good faith. So, honesty, like if you do any act, we call it as good faith. Next, after that, good faith can also have a equation to understand. What is the equation? You should have taken care, you should have taken attention, and it is not malified. If you can satisfy all the three, you should have taken reasonable due care, and you have paid enough attention towards it, and your intention was not bad, then I will presume that act was done in good faith. Though the act was causing a problem to the other person, I did not do that intentionally. My intention was not to do that. So therefore, it will be treated as being done in good faith. A thing is deemed to be done in good faith if it is done honestly, whether negligently or not. Thus, anything done with due care, attention, and not malified is presumed to be in good faith. Next. Sir, good faith means it will have same meaning every act. No. Good faith is differently defined in different enactments. This definition does not apply to the enactment which contains good faith definition. Means what? When General Clauses Act will apply, if a particular act do not define something, you need not define there, you come here. So if the good faith term is already defined in the particular act, then General Clauses Act good faith definition does not apply. Next. Question of good faith. So, sir, what is good faith? It depends on the facts of the case. You can't tell that this is good, this is bad. Depending on the facts, you can understand. Okay, well, please read good faith definition properly. Already 3 times came in exam. Malified means bad intention. Completed? Everyone reply. Completed a good faith definition. So we completed imprisonment definition, official gazette definition, affidavit, oath or swear, good faith. Okay. Now with this we completed definitions in General Clauses Act. Okay, na? So we completed this. Next I will go into 9 to 13 first. First I will complete 9 to 13. After 9 to 13 is completed, then I will be coming into Coming into operation, repeal provisions, understanding the difference between repealment and omission, or repealment and deletion. We will see that. Okay, I will explain with good amount of examples also. So concentrate. Now we are going into 9 to 13. Easy concept only. Listen carefully. Okay. See. First, 9 to 13 la 9, 10, 11, 9 to 13 we are going to read all the sections in single place I kept and I have explained. Okay. So this you need to understand in a proper way. See, 9, 10, 11, 12, sorry, this is 11, 12 and 13. Like this we will read in numbering form. Okay. In numbering form, we will read like this: 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Like that in a sequence, let us read. Okay. First, commencement and termination of time. Commencement and termination of time. See, whenever in an act, okay, whenever in act, they use the word from, they use the word of. How to read them is the question. See, dividends chapter section number 127, if you see 127 dividends chapter, if you observe, they will clearly use a language. Dividends once declared should be paid within a period of 30 days from the date of declaration. Okay, so like that they also will tell like this: first board meeting should be conducted within 30 days of date of incorporation. Dividend should be declared within 30 days from date of declaration. One side off is there, one side from is there. How to read? So therefore, listen carefully. General clauses act, they said how to read from. Therefore, if it is not from, automatically it will become off. Off will be reversed to from. Okay, I will explain. See, whenever the word from comes in the act, you should exclude the first day. Sir, I did not understand what you mean. See, dividend should be declared, sorry, dividends once declared should be paid, or warrants in respect thereof should be posted within 30 days from the date of declaration. Date of declaration of dividend is, let us say, 10th September 26. 30 days should not consider 10th, it should consider 11th. So 11, 12, 13, like that, you have to start counting 30 numbers. Okay. When, if the from comes into picture. So whenever from comes into picture, first day will be excluded. First day will be excluded. If off is there, how to interpret? They did not tell anywhere in the general clause act. And what is the lawmaker intention? I said how to do the from interpretation. Now you should see off interpretation as reverse to that. Means what? If the term off is used, even first day also will be included in your counting. See, first board meeting must be conducted within 30 days of date of incorporation. Let us say date of incorporation is on 10/9/26. 10/9/26. Okay. 30 days off means what? 10 also will be taken into consideration. Okay. So, commencement and termination of time. From, if it is used, exclude the first day in the series. To, from to, if they give, not just from, they have said from this day to this day means what you need to do? You need to include the last day. For example, they said time limit is from this date to this date, like that they said. From means we understood first day should be excluded, but to means that day also should be included. So whenever from is used, exclude the first day. Whenever off is used, include the first day. Whenever from and to are given, exclude the first day, include the last day. Okay, so that's why I have given dividends chapter only. K Limited declared dividend on 27/9. It shall be paid within 30 days from declaration. Such period will exclude 27/9 as a first day and include 27/10 as the last day for making the payment window as 28 to 27. Okay. Next. First read this. After reading, confirm yes or no whether you understood. Once you understood, we will go into the next part, computation of time. I want a response. Next one, computation of time. So what is this computation of time? See, in any act, in any proceeding, okay, in any act or proceeding to be done in the court, see, they said that you have to file an appeal within 30 days. Within 30 days, appeal should be filed in a court. There are so many sections in income tax which says file the appeal within these many days. Companies Act law, file the case within this much time. Where to file? Court law we should file. Okay. If court is a holiday on that last day, you said you should file within 30 days. 30th day went as per the time. But court is holiday on that day. Therefore, after 4 days court holiday is there. You said I have to file an appeal within 30 days. At the 30th day also I can file a? Yes. I went on 30th day. Unfortunately, that day is a court holiday. Court will again reopen after 4 days, they said. By that 4th day, it becomes 34 days, which is beyond the time limit. Okay, then how to do? Therefore, what they said, if any act or proceeding is to be done in a court or a office, okay, or a office on a certain day, but if court or office is closed on that day, then such act or proceeding are considered to be done in time if it is done on the next day whenever the court opens. So 30th day I went to the court to file an appeal. On that day court is on holiday. 4 days after it reopened. 4th day when it reopened, immediately I went and filed. That's it. It is deemed that you filed within 30 days only, because the mistake is not with you. Mistake is with the court which has given the holiday. Understood, everyone? If you read the charts, 1000% you will get 10 on 10 in general clauses act, all these things here. Okay, you need not believe me. One day after, anyway, next class we will discuss about question bank questions on general clauses act. At that time you will only understand whether this is sufficient or not. Okay, next one. This concept is not new for you. I will ask one question, everyone in the class will answer. If you do not answer, it is an insult on me, not on you. Agricultural land definition we read in Income Tax Act. Whenever distance has to be seen from agricultural land, we should see the road viewer aerial distance. We will take a aerial distance. We will take a road distance. So crow flying distance only we should see. And sir, aerial distance also like this can I go? Oh no, you should go on a horizontal plane. Correct? You should go. Very nice, very nice. Everyone has answered. Thank you very much. Thank you. So it's a crow flying distance. Straight line you should see. Okay, ma? Same thing. Where I said from where I got that point, General Clauses Act. Measured in a straight line on a horizontal plane. Means what? I will take a horizontal distance. See, place X to place Y. I will take a horizontal plane. In that you can go in a zigzag pattern, but I will take a straight line. That distance only will be taken. Okay. An act requires factories to be not more than or equal to 5 kilometers away from the river. A Limited claims that factory distance is 5.3 kilometers by road, but as per distance measured in straight line or horizontal plane, it is only 4.5. You should take only 4.5, not the road side distance is not required. Okay, next. Gender and number. Very easy. Yeah? In any act, if they use any male gender, it includes the females also, and a masculine gender will also include feminine gender. And what do you mean by that? If in a section they said, if the assessee, okay, they said like this, pronouns, English la pronoun, noun pronouns, Kaushik Mukesh is a noun, but every time I need not use the word Kaushik Mukesh when I am using in a statement. I can use he is a pronoun to that, correct? So like that in law also, whenever lawmaker wanted to discuss, he will tell assessee has to do this. Next line he will write if he will write. And what do you mean by him? What do you mean by the word if he? It is the assessee. Oh, he means only for males this section is applicable. Adi fool will think like that. Whenever the words denoting masculine gender are taken, it includes the females also. So it shall be applied carefully while interpreting the succession law. Male descendant in Chota Nagpur Tenancy Act cannot be interpreted to include female descendant. See, For example, in some particular circumstance, the male only has to do. At that time, he includes only he, not she. Example, I am reading a section called as women director. What is the section? Women director. In that women director, they will use the word if she. Then she don't include he, because women director is applicable only for women, yeah, not for men. Understood? So whenever act includes he, that does not mean only he includes she includes he. But if the context clearly they mean he only include he, then she will not be included. Next, if a word connoting a common gender is available, but word used conveys a specific gender, it is presumed that this provision does not apply. Okay, bullock cannot be interpreted to include cow. Bullock cannot be interpreted to include cow. This point is not that required. So mainly up to here you need to understand. Next, gender over number. Words in singular shall include plural and vice versa. And what do you mean by that? If I say member in a section, member not only include one member, members also will be included. So singular includes plural, plural includes singular. But sometimes lawmaker intention is to have only singular. In that case, only singular, one person company type. One person company law, only one member is allowed. That is singular allowed. Plural concept will not come. At that time, singular do not include plural. Everyone reply. Understood the discussion clearly? Yeah? Next. Duty to be taken pro rata in enactments. Pro rata means proportionate. Okay. If any duty is leviable in a given quantity, then like duty is leviable as per same rate or greater or lower quantity. Pro rata is a Latin term which means proportionate allocation. First read this. Once you read, I will give a super duper example for you to understand. You will never commit mistakes. Completed? See. Here the word duty means responsibility, duty illa, customs duty. See, they will tell like this. Listen, let me explain first. They will tell, if the product is aluminum sheets, okay, how tax will be levied? Na GST will be levied. Every 10 tons, 1200 rupees will be the GST. It's not a rate based, it is a duty based on quantity. So 10 tons of aluminum sheets manufacture ki GST should be paid at 1200 rupees. And weight format they will pay GST on aluminum sheets. Okay, during a particular year I have manufactured 15 tons. How many tons here? 15 tons. It's not 10 tons to levy 1200. It's not 20 tons to levy 2400. Now what you have to do? Proportionately. 10 tons ki 1200 is anyway common. 10 tons ki 1200 means 5 tons ki how much? 600. So 600, 1800. What you have done? For this 5 tons, proportionate duty I collected. That's the meaning of this section. duty to be taken pro rata in enactments. If any duty is leviable on a given quantity, then like duty is leviable as per the same rate on greater or lower quantity. Here 10, next one is what, 20, but I am having only 15. I am having a lower quantity in this example. Okay, next, pro rata means proportionate allocation. Okay, wow. Everybody understood the meaning of this particular section clearly? You got the point and the concept, everyone? Okay, next, as per the promise given to you, I completed 9 to 13. What we completed? All these definitions. First, introductions are completed, definitions are completed. Then we came into 9 to 13. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 also completed. What is the only thing pending for us for the today? We have to complete 5, 6, 7, 8. Another 4 sections we have to cover. Before I start with the 5, I will first complete 6, 7, and 8. 6, 7, and 8. Okay. Now, listen carefully. Okay, just a minute. The concept is repeal versus deletion. Repeal versus deletion. What is repeal? What is deletion? Let us understand. Okay, well, listen. Repealing means, repealing an act means old act will be removed completely as if it were never existed. New act will replace it. New act will replace it. That concept of new act replacing the old existing law as if old is never existed, we call it as repeal. We call it as repeal. I'm repeating one more time. Listen carefully. Repeal is a concept of, okay, repeal is a concept of completely, okay, repeal is a concept where we will completely remove the act from the traces as if it were never existed. We will remove the law. Okay, that concept is called as a repeal. Oh, sir, then if an act is repealed, we will assume as if it were never existed. And for example, Companies Act 1956 is repealed, substituted with 2013. Substituted with 2013. And we will think as if Companies Act 1956 never existed. Yes. So 2013 Act, that's why it is applicable for companies incorporated in 1956 also. See, a company is incorporated in the year 1980. And which Companies Act? 1956. So for all companies incorporated under 1956 Act, 1956 Act will apply. A 2013 Act. 2013 Act will apply. And what is the impact of a repeal? Repeal, if it is made, we will assume as if that law is never existed on this planet. However, just because I said that act was never existed, you should not tell this way. What way? Sir, 1956 Companies Act, I have done a very big offense, sir. Under that offense, they imprisoned me for 20 years, sir. Rigorous imprisonment. Okay, 20 years lifetime imprisonment they kept, sir. So now what happened? After that particular imprisonment was given, so 2010 I did a fraud. 2010 they kept me in a jail. 2013 new act came. Old act was repealed. So therefore I applied to the court saying that act was repealed. We will assume as if it were never existed. Therefore no punishment should be attracted on me. Release me. Like that I am shouting before the court. Court will say that shut your mouth and sit there. Reason, see. Effect of repeal. If an act repeals any act, if an act repeals any act, right, one act is substituting another act. Repeal cannot revive anything not enforced during the period of repeal. Okay, if any act is, so what they say, repeal cannot revive. Revive means bring back anything not enforced during the period of repeal. Affect previous operation of repealed enactment. Okay, does repeal cannot affect previous operation, means already under the Companies Act 1956 I passed some resolutions, suddenly new Companies Act came and the old resolutions will become invalid. No, repeal cannot affect, and a repeal will not affect previous operation of repealed enactment. Next, repeal cannot affect right, privilege or obligation or liability under the repealed enactment. I was imprisoned or I have a liability to pay interest under the old Income Tax Act 1961. 25 Act came, 2025 income tax. Now I need not pay the penalty. Your right, privilege, obligations and liabilities under the old repealed enactment will continue because repeal cannot affect them. Same for penalty, for feature, etc. Same for any inquiry, litigation, etc. And in a simple language, if you have to conclude what is the summary of this discussion, whenever an act is repealed, repeal will have effect of total obliteration of that particular act as if it were never existed and will be replaced by another. But just because of the reason I said that it is never existed, don't tell punishments, liabilities will not get attracted. Whatever already attracted will continue. New ones will not get attracted. Next, repeal is distinct from deletion. Sir, what is a deletion? So many times in Companies Act we will see these words are omitted, this line is omitted, this proviso is the deletion. Deletion means what? Deletion affects from the date of deletion and is not total wiping out of provision. We are just saying this part does not apply. Repeal is a very bigger than deletion. Okay, so next, repeal. Repeal means obliteration and removal of a provision as if it was never existed. Okay. Example, Companies Act 1956 was repealed by Companies Act 2013. Okay. Even after such repeal, company incorporated in 2012 under 1956 Act is still valid. Penalty imposed in 2011 will still be enforceable. If a case is filed in 2010 under 1956 Act, it can be still continued in the court. That's what I discussed with you. Read the entire repeal concept. Read it once. Okay. Hey, have you all completed? Okay. Next part. Other provisions for repeal. 6A, 7 and 8. Okay. See, directly we will read and understand. If an act repeals and reenacts any provision of the former act, then reference to the repealed provision in any enactment is considered as reference to the enacted provision. Okay. Sir, what is this? Sir, I did not understand. See, particular act is repealed. Particular act is repealed. Let us say 1956 Companies Act is repealed completely. Okay. If an act is repealed, next. Okay, next. One of the section in Companies Act was referred in the New Companies Act. New Companies Act, they said, as per section number 573 of Companies Act 1956. Okay, we reenacted any provision of the former act. Former means the old act. Then reference to the repealed enactment, repealed provision in any enactment is considered as a reference to the reenacted provision. Means in Companies Act 2013, when I say Companies Act 1956, it does not refer to all the provisions of 1956, only to the reenacted provisions after repealment. So whenever an act is repealed, completely the act is obliterated. However, if any provision was reenacted in another act, and in the new Companies Act 2013, if they refer to 1956 Companies Act, that does not mean all the sections in 1956, only those which are reenacted after the repealment. Next, if a central act or regulation, repeals an enactment by which central act or regulation was amended, then repeal shall not affect the continuance of the amendment made by the repealed enactment. Just give a reading to this. I will explain you the meaning. So let us first read and understand this. Normally we cannot understand, so let me give an example. Act A, made in the year 2000, which is on prohibition on online gaming. Next, some years passed by. Act B was introduced in the year 2015. This is also talking about prohibition on online gaming. This act has repealed Act A. Repealed Act A. Okay. Now, Act C was introduced in the year 2025. This is also introduced on online gaming. Okay. Which has repealed Act B. Which has repealed Act B. So I repeat one more time. I'm telling to all the students, please listen to this example clearly. No exam question was touched on this area till now. If a new question comes in exam, clean bold you are. 4 marks gone. So listen carefully. Act Act A was introduced in 2000, which is on prohibiting the online gaming. Act B came in 2015. This is also prohibition on online gaming. This Act B repealed Act A. So Act A, as if it was never existed, Act B will come into picture. 2025 more online gaming activities came. Act C came into existence, which repealed Act B. Now point is who repealed Act A? B repealed Act A. And A's repealment happened because of B. Now B is repealed, na? Will A automatically come into effect again? That's the question. So an act which repealed a previous enactment is now repealed. Because of that, will the repealed act comes into reenactment is a question here. Do you understand the tongue twister clearly, yeah? Everyone? Do you understand the tongue twister clearly? If a repealed enactment, okay, if a repealed enactment or if a new enactment is enacted, repealing the old enactment, and if the new enactment is repealed by another new enactment, the original enactment which was repealed by the new enactment later made will reinforce the same provisions or not is a question. Okay, so law has said that Act A was introduced in 2000. That was repealed by 2015 Act. That was repealed by 2015 Act. And the 2015 Act has cancelled Act A. Now 2015 is cancelled by 2025. And whatever brought by 2015 also will be cancelled. What is brought by 2015? Repealment of Act A. Therefore, if I cancel B because of C, will it cancel A also? And will it bring back A again? So that's what he's saying. If a central act or regulation repeals an enactment by which any central act or regulation was amended, then repeal shall not affect the continuance of amendment made by the repealed enactment. So even amendments are made by the repealed enactment, those will not come into effect. Means once act is repealed means it is repealed. To revive a repealed enactment, it is necessary to state the intention. Means whenever Act C, new act came, it wanted to bring back A again, it should tell clearly this act is bringing back A, or else Act A will not come into picture again. Everyone understood? Everyone understood? So we completed General Clause Act basic section number 1, section number 2 completed. 3 is a basic section. After that we completed section number 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So the only thing is we need to read section number 5. Coming into operation of enactment. Coming into operation of an enactment. See, when a particular act is said to be coming into operation, official gazette law announcement. Okay, official gazette law, if it is announced, that day it will come into effect. Sir, official gazette law it is not given, sir. In that case, what will happen? President assent is received on a date, that date only treated as a date on which it is coming into operation. If there is a delay in publishing in official gazette, president approval date will become the date of act coming into force. Or else if official gazette is presented, then date mentioned in the official gazette will be the date of coming into enactment. With this we completed up to section number 13. Up to section number 13. Half the General Clause Act is completed. Next class we will start with 14 to 19, 20 to 24, 25 to 30. With that we will complete entire GCA. Question bank questions also we will do. 12 marks will not go anywhere. Clear, everyone? First of all, everyone tell me, did you get a super clarity on the chapter General Clause Act? Everyone? Clear everyone? Enactment means act. That's it. Okay, va? Thank you very much. Next class we will continue and complete all this. Okay, va? Please get your mind ready for the block of classes. Okay. So first FM, next law, next DT. That's it. You need not spend every day also. Just attend during those days. Complete it. We will have test series from August 10th or 12th onwards. Okay. Continuous test series will be there. So we will continuously put the test till you write the examination. I mean on September 3rd exams are starting now. From till that date we will be having tests. So please make your mind accordingly. Tell to all your friends. Take the full advantage when I'm giving it. Okay. After that, once it goes private, don't put me request messages. Okay. Thank you. Thank you very much.